YouTube family, Tom Brady just got exposed. He blocked Shedeur Sanders from the Las Vegas Raiders.
First of all, when I was with the Raiders, he was one of our top choices. If I would have stayed there, there's no way he goes to the 5th round. I'm making that choice and the decision that we're drafting. Mark Davis was on board with that. Our organization was on board. We believed in what we saw with Shedeur. And saw
elephant in the room, Shedeur Sanders. What happened, Tom? Why did he go so late in the draft?
I mean, it's a good question. I wasn't a part of any evaluation process or to
Skip Bayless says
that.
otherwise.
No.
You know, and I know. Everything I said about you and Shedeur Sanders is obviously exactly right. I said on the Skip Bayless show, and I tweeted several times, that Tom Brady obviously played a role in the Raiders passing on Shedeur Sanders 7 times in the draft before finally Cleveland took him, as you know, early in the 5th round. 7 times the Raiders.
At the 2, all I was thinking was Brady mode. That's it. Simple.
Brady mode? Tom Brady mode?
Brady mode, that's it. You left too much time out there. That was it. My story's going to be similar, you know. I was a late round draft pick, but we're here now, so none of that stuff matters. That just mattered on the day, and I'm just excited.
Everyone to feel like they were part of the success. I told the linemen, we're all running to the end zone and we're celebrating as a team, because I think that's way more intimidating than a quarterback doing his 6-shooter guns and pointing up in the crowd and doing all that other bullshit that's very self-promotional, but it's not about winning. And I think
so when Chip Kelly goes over film with them, we saw him up in the booth with a headset on. I just was curious your thoughts on that level of participation with Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's not accurate. That's not accurate. That's not accurate. We have conversations. I talk to Tom. Chip talks to Tom regularly. I mean, we have a tremendous asset, and so and we all get along well, and we respect each other, and so we just talk, about life and football and whatever it comes, and we.
He is who they've been looking for.
Yep.
For 50 years, who they've been looking for. They got it. He fell right into their lap in the 5th round. Maybe I'm not objective. Maybe you can disqualify me, but I was so happy for that young man last night and for his father up in that box.
Guys in the A-gap.
They're down at 8. Here comes the pressure. Running away from it is Sanders. He's looking long. He's He beat Darnay Holmes for 53 yards.
That was so fun. It was so fun doing that.
All right, last one. Your family's watching at home. Your dad's going nuts on social media. What do you say to him?
Sorry, Pops. I ain't do what I was supposed to do fully. But, we'll live to see another opportunity.
First of all, when I was with the Raiders, he was one of our top choices.
That's right, YouTube family. You've just seen that. Let's break this story the right way, the Trill way. I'm DJ BlessOne. Go ahead and smash that like button, hit the notification bell. Heart been broken so many times, I don't know what to believe. Mama said it's Brady fault. It's Brady fault. He put your door hard on the sleeve. I said it's Brady fault. He's so cold.
Heart been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. Mama say it's my fault. It's my fault. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
So YouTube family, let's talk about it, because the truth just finally came out, and it didn't come from bloggers, fans, or media rumors. It came straight from former head coach Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce said it flat out. We wanted Shedeur Sanders. The Raiders wanted Shedeur. The building wanted him. The staff wanted him. The scouts wanted him. So if everybody inside the Raiders wanted Shedeur, why didn't the team draft him? Simple. There's only one man with that much power. Shout out to Ye. There's only one man with that much power to override the entire room. Tom Brady. So let's hear what Antonio Pierce had to say before I go off. We're only going to use receipts as well.
First of all, when I was with the Raiders, he was one of our top choices. If I would have stayed there, there's no way he goes to the 5th round. I'm making that choice and the decision that we're drafting. Mark Davis was on board with that. Our organization was on board. We believed in what we saw with Shedeur and saw enough. Obviously, what the situation I dealt with the quarterbacks. But one thing about Shedeur that I think we see all the glitz, the glamour, hitting the watch and what time it is and all that is. He's born for this. His pedigree is that of for moments of this magnitude that he's going into. And again, it's against the Raiders team that's struggling, right? But the guy plays well. It's just that he's Deion's son. And we overly criticize this kid from day one. And it started in the draft. And again, you might not like his persona. You might not like his aura about himself, but Cleveland does. Every time he comes to the game, those fans, they go nuts. They go nuts. And he's a guy that I think is going to bring some excitement. I think he's going to bring some energy and some life to an organization that has struggled for so long at the quarterback position. And you can see where it doesn't matter when he gets in the game, everybody stands up. And I expect him today to play well. First of all, when I was with the Raiders,
I mean, what more would you guys want from that? What more would you need? Antonio Pierce exposed the real decision maker. Antonio didn't stutter. He didn't dance around the question. He didn't hide behind organizational decisions, i.e. Brady and others making excuses. No, he said the Raiders wanted Shedeur Sanders. It was not no if and I's. Meaning the only no vote that mattered came from Brady. We're going to connect the dots and make it make sense. So let's connect those dots. The Raiders GM admitted publicly to several people he was leaning on Tom Brady for quarterback decisions. Let me bring Skip Bayless to validate that I'm not BSing you.
Smart. Then there was this from the new Raiders general manager, John Spytek, who said, when we are looking at a quarterback, we'd be a fool not to involve Tom ahead of Cam.
I used to spend.
Smart. Then there was this from the new Raiders general manager.
Now, looking at Tom Brady getting exposed by DJ BlessOne and Skip Bayless, it was refreshing to know this. Now, at the end of the day, listen to me, guys. The Raiders GM already admitted what he said. Pete Carroll, the Raiders' new head coach, also admitted he talks to Tom Brady daily and takes advice from Tom Brady that, how do you properly say it, ought to be very serious. So what I want to do is expose Pete Carroll because he kind of started this. He made the deep-rooted mistake. So let's look at these receipts. Pay attention, y'all. With Pete Carroll, he said he will lean on Tom Brady for his insights on quarterback decisions for the Raiders. But then Pete would lie. He would deny reports about this, about direct involvements. But when he clarified it, he made a lot of mistakes, guys. One thing about, and that's what he said in September when he cleared it up. I just want you guys to pay attention with the lies, pay attention to the severity on what they say, what goes on. That was in September. Now, look what the guy said in May. Pete Carroll in May was brought up to explain himself, what influenced his decision to join the Raiders. He said Tom Brady. We all know Tom Brady made a collective purchase with his team. He's one of the sole owners, not the main one, but let's just be real. He got the cachet. He's Tom Brady. He might as well be the main owner, even if he has a slight difference from the actual owners. He has the word of mouth and he has the savant to speak on these things. So listen to Pete Carroll right here. When Tom Brady came on board, it changed my outlook to come here, Carroll said, during an appearance on Brock and Salt. He said, I thought that would be one of the great opportunities of all times to have his presence. His presence is strong. You guys can read the rest of that BS. In other words, we can use a Tom Brady, his influence, and what he got to say. That has nothing to do with ownership. Sounds like coaching. Sounds like general manager of operations, the CEO of operations they're referring to Tom Brady as. And I'm not going to let anybody dance around that. And if you think it couldn't get more damning than that, I want you guys to read even more. This is the May one. We've seen the September, so we went further back. When you do investigative journalism, follow the breadcrumbs. This is what he said. We're phone buddies, Carroll said. We've talked tons of times, talking philosophy with Tom. You can imagine what a thrill it is. Man, Pete Carroll sound like a goddamn groupie. He said he's the all-time competitor. You guys could read the rest of this. I've put it out there already where Mark Davis himself said that Tom Brady would be influential on the court. He didn't talk about all the players they picked, but he said regarding quarterbacks, Tom Brady would be the decision maker. But for some strange reason, Pete Carroll is making excuses. But let's go to Tom Brady lying to the Logan Paul show and saying he had no influence on this.
Shedeur Sanders. What happened, Tom? Why did he go so late in the draft?
It's a good question. I wasn't a part of any evaluation process or
Skip Bayless says otherwise.
No. Well, everyone's got that's the problem with media is everyone can just say whatever the fuck they want. I actually texted Shedeur because I know him very well. And I said, dude, like whatever happens, wherever you go, like that's your first day. Day 2 matters more than the draft. I was 199.
Yeah.
So who could speak on it better than...
Get out of here. A lot of you guys are going to be like, what's wrong with that, Bless? He was a late pick as well, so Shedeur could learn from him. BS. When your mentor is Tom Brady, he has that much cachet. You really couldn't help me out at the most times that mattered. And not only that, forget about the draft. I've been getting attacked through this conglomerate media for over 3 years or more. Why haven't you come and spoken great things about me? Defend me. You know, you're my mentor. Shout out to my mentor, Star Terrain of the Star Report. Can you imagine my mentors not having my back, not calling me up when I need a friend? So let's go to this Tom Brady's advice. I am the king of receipts, so let's get into it. I'm only here to expose the scrubs. So this is Tom Brady. Tom Brady provided Shedeur Sanders with motivational advice after Sanders' surprising fall. While you guys could read the rest of that, and I'm here to show you what Shedeur had to say to this, because even Shedeur spoke about this so-called advice he gave him, where here's Shedeur basically blows Tom Brady away. Pause, meaning that, yeah, I'll take his advice, but whatever, I'm already ready for this. You look at it and tell me if Shedeur ain't really somewhat mad his mentor did not draft him.
That was it. My story's gonna be similar. You know, I was a late round draft pick, but we're here now, so none of that stuff matters. That just mattered on the day. And I'm just excited to be here and ready to work. That was it. My story's gonna be similar. You know, I was a late round draft pick, but we're here now, so none of that stuff matters. That just mattered on the day. And I'm just excited to be here and ready to work.
See, Tom Brady got to understand that fake routine he does. Us, the 144th, we fight about ours. We are men of the Lord. We fight for what's right. You know what I mean? Like, what Tom Brady?
Nothing's difficult.
Everything's a challenge.
Through adversity to the stars.
From the last plane to the last bullet to the last minute to the last man, we fight. We fight. We fight. We fight. We fight. We fight.
Yeah. Come on, man. Like, miss me with that. It's like you have the Mayo Savior syndrome. It's always got to be a non-melanated person who has to come here to reap the benefits. And I was the one who helped out and changed that. Like, thank God Shedeur can see past and see through the BS, because we know what this is. We've always been here. It is like all you guys do the same thing. So Pete Carroll, yet he tried to defend Tom Brady a little bit more and ended up embarrassing himself furthermore. So why did he do this interview here live where he tried to go overly out his way to act like Tom Brady had nothing to do with nothing, when in May he showed us that Tom Brady had everything to do with everything? This is him in September lying again.
So when Chip Kelly goes over film with him. We saw him up in the booth with a headset on. I just was curious your thoughts on that level of participation with Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's not accurate. That's not accurate. That's not accurate. We have conversations. I talk to Tom, Chip talks to Tom regularly. I mean, we have a tremendous asset. And so, and we all get along well and we respect each other. And so we just talk, about life and football and whatever it comes. And we...
Or so with Chip Kelly goes over film.
I just showed you. I even posted what he said previously, a lot of months ahead of what he said right there. These people are liars, and we only expose the frauds that they are. So at the end of the day, miss me with the garbage and rhetoric that you tell me about these people. We are the Lord's servant. We don't fold and bend amongst the sheep and wolves who come around to hurt our flocks of shepherds. Dear Lord, may he guide us through the pastures when evil pursues. May he guide us at times where there's darkness, but ye be the light to defeat the evil that comes around us. May ye remember we are men of the Lord, men of the Most High. We have friends in far places, in high places. We don't back down, we stay and we fight. We fight and protect what's right. We fight to protect who we are. We are just him and her, and we're here to stay and fight. Dear Lord, we're here to stay and fight. We don't bend, we don't bold. Like, Shedeur don't need you. Shedeur got great dudes like Donovan Mitchell, who's out here making sure the world don't forget who Shedeur is.
Excitement for Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, I think I'm the most hyped in the locker room. I've been talking about it. I said before the year started he was going to start at some point, and then that was the one game I went to, was the Ravens game, and he came out and played well or played okay, and then obviously now to see him have a good game and the team wins, that's big time, and just want to show our support because he's a talented player and he gets a lot of hate, a lot of unfair criticism and all that, but man, this kid's phenomenal and I hope he has a hell of a career, so I'm a fan.
Why hasn't Tom Brady said anything like that in defense of Shedeur Sanders? Miss me with all you people who try to excuse him. Now, Skip Bayless came through and told the truth about why Tom Brady didn't want Shedeur Sanders, because Tom Brady called Skip out. It's only right for Skip to respond.
As you know, early in the 5th round, 7 times the Raiders passed on Shedeur Sanders. Yet when Tom Brady was asked on the Jake Paul podcast why Shedeur fell so far, he stammered for a second. And then he said, that's a good question. And then Tom said, I wasn't part of any evaluation process or to see that. I guess meaning that he wasn't at all a part of the Raiders draft process, so he wasn't privy to any inside information about why Shedeur fell so far, so fast. Really interesting. So soon after Pete Carroll took over as Raiders coach, he said, we're going to build this team up around the quarterback position, and we're going to lean on Tom as much as we possibly can. Smart. Then there was, as you know, early in the 5th round, 7 times the Raiders passed on Shedeur Sanders. Yet when Tom Brady was asked on the Jake Paul podcast,
Tom Brady, you're a coward in every single way. Let's pretend you are telling the truth to the Paul podcast. Let's pretend you have a good heart and it's not huckshucks, the fake routine you do. Let me curse a little bit on the Paul and Logan in them show to show I'm one of you guys. Like, knock it off. Here's the real stitch. You didn't want Shedeur, and I got proof. Let's pretend you did wanted him. It was out of your hands. What happened during the Kenny Pickett trade? Oh, you guys forgot about that? Well, DJ BlessOne didn't. It's right here. During the Kenny Pickett trade, you had an opportunity to get Shedeur once again. I mean, instead of looking for Shedeur, you were looking for Kenny Pickett. We've already previewed that the owner, Mark Davis, the general manager, Ike, whatever his name is, the head coach, that is, Pete Carroll, they all were leaning to you for this decision. I already got videos up prior to the draft that got everybody in the Raiders organization saying that you, sir, Tom Brady, you're making the full decisions. And I actually was hyped because I thought you was going to protect Shedeur. I said, no matter what happens, Mike Tomlin and Tom Brady would secure the deal and protect Shedeur. And both of you scoundrels were nowhere to be seen. That's what I will stand up and say. You are a coward, sir. The Kenny Pickett trade is everything you guys ever needed. Now, I want you guys to look at this and tell me if I'm lying about what's going on and whether this guy was here. Look, this is an actual facts of what's in charge and who's not in charge. You guys can read that, pause it, and go back to it. We don't play around over here. I could be a liar. Tom Brady could be a liar, but the receipts are the receipts. Like my reverend father, Michael, told me when I was growing up, he said, Mario, listen to me. When you read a verse, you have to go precepts upon precepts. That's it. You have to have other receipts to validate what you're talking about, or I'll just be one of y'all favorite YouTubers just saying anything on camera to get paid. You know who I'm referring to. It's a lot of them. So why did Pete Carroll lie for Tom Brady, or why is Tom Brady lying? Because it's against the rules. Tom Brady got hired as an analyst or whatever they pretend he is with NBC and got paid all that money on top of what he's already getting. Not that I'm counting of his pockets, but there's a discrepancy that could be made that can show he's a culprit in some type of scam, because you can't have a guy on NBC and the owner and making decisions. That's why they lied. Oh, you don't believe it? Well, let's look at it together and look at these things. Yeah, we're going to teach class over here, bro. Brady's influence on the organization. Other reports have suggested Brady has had significant influence on the organization's moves, even if it's not directly on game plans. For example, and they even showed you how Pete Carroll admitted to this. So what happened? Why is everybody lying? Everybody is in denial about all the situations we've literally seen. I mean, Pete Carroll, after admitting it in May, takes it out in September. What is going on here? He actually admitted it way prior to that. Tom Brady is literally a minority owner and the unofficial quarterback whisperer of this franchise. I mean, what are we saying to ourselves? So let's ask ourselves, if Antonio Pierce wanted Shedeur at the time, if the GM valued Shedeur, you know what I mean? If the scouting department saw the talent, who had the final say to shut it down? I want all you people who are Brady alcoholics, educational purpose, who are beta Brady followers. I want all of you guys to tell me who had the final say to shut it down. Only one person had that type of influence. Only one person had that type of attitude to be respected. And only one person had that kind of power. Tom Brady himself, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Brady pretended to be Shedeur's mentor, that is, but blocked him in the draft because he doesn't like guys like Shedeur. I can go on and more, so let's show proof of that a little bit more. Tom Brady does not like guys like Shedeur. Guys like Shedeur makes him feel somewhat, I can't properly go about to say it, but he makes him feel embarrassed. Am I lying, guys? Like Tom Brady said it right here. He, as far as why he didn't draft Shedeur without saying it. Listen.
Because football is the ultimate team sport. And even in this broadcasting role, Chris, that's what I look for all the time. When a quarterback throws a touchdown pass, I actually watch to see who he goes and celebrates with. Because what did I do? I looked for my offensive lineman every time. I went down and celebrated in the end zone with my teammates every time. I wanted everyone to feel like they were part of the success. I told the linemen, we're all running to the end zone and we're celebrating as a team. Because I think that's way more intimidating than a quarterback doing his 6-shooter guns and pointing up in the crowd and doing all that other bullshit that's very self-promotional, but it's not about winning. And I think winning in football is about a team, always a team attitude first. Because
that's Brady coming out and getting mad and flustered after me and Skip Bayless been embarrassing him and we exposed him. There's nothing because every time Tom Brady had something to say, DJ BlessOne came with facts. We don't want to hear rhetoric because we all are human beings and human beings are not to be trusted. factual. So when Tom Brady gets out and say all this, a team sport and all that, he's telling you Shedeur is not a team player. What more would you like me to say? That's exactly what Tom Brady is saying, because Tom Brady, listen to me, he understood what Shedeur was going through and never defended him. If you weren't going to draft him, I would have respected if Tom Brady would have at least defended Shedeur. He never did. He actually criticized Shedeur 3 different times in Boulder. Go watch the videos. It's on my channel right now. Yeah. When Shedeur did the Brady mode and all that, you would think Tom Brady would love it, because the Brady mode, man, it skyrocketed Tom Brady's brand. Remember that?
At the 2, all I was thinking was Brady mode. That's it. Simple.
Brady mode, Tom Brady mode?
Brady mode, that's it. You left too much time out there.
Come on, that young man adored you, bro. Like Tom Brady as his mentor, and you sold him out like that, because Tom Brady sat with Shedeur. He trained with Shedeur. He hyped Shedeur. He posted the pictures really for his brand only. Let's just keep it real. It was only for his brand. He said the right lines about mentorship and support, but behind the scenes, DJ BlessOne done showed you. The same man telling Shedeur, I believe in you, Mr. Brady mode, was the same man telling the Raiders and others, don't draft him. That's not mentorship. That's not leadership. That's not respect. That's politics, that's ego, that's fake energy. That kind coming from Tom Brady has been given off for years. That is no different than when Shedeur has to deal with his offensive line not blocking and guys like Myles Garrett not holding other guys accountable in that locker room.
Wait, you captain, right?
Right.
Captain's supposed to be the leader, right?
Right.
You got a job?
I have a job.
You been doing your job?
I've been doing my job.
Then why don't you tell your white buddies to block for Rev better? Because they have not blocked for him worth a plug nickel, and you know it. Nobody plays, yourself included. I'm supposed to wear myself out for the team? What team? No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look out for myself, and I'm going to get mine.
See, man, that's the worst attitude I ever heard.
Attitude reflect leadership, Captain.
Attitude reflects leadership, Mr. Captain 7, 8, 20 billion Super Bowl Brady. Actions reflects leadership. People could get mad at me and Skip Bayless all they want, but we've been saying it. Tom Brady's vibe ain't real. It ain't real. Skip Bayless even said it on national TV. Tom Brady didn't want Deion Sanders' son, period. Like, what you want more for people who have intelligence and common sense to say? We're supposed to be a groupie like you. We're supposed to lie to ourselves because you don't like Shedeur Sanders so much that you'll look in the mirror, tell yourself a facade just to feel better about yourself. And Skip Bayless isn't the only one. Me, DJ BlessOne, the main one, I've been telling y'all. I just use Skip Bayless because you guys respect more people who don't look like my complexion. And being that so I love Skip so much, it felt refreshing for someone else with his cachet and his big platform to say it, because you people love celebrities. That's why some guy in Cleveland who just started following Shedeur Sanders 7 months ago, you people ride their tip and act like they support. But if they really supported Shedeur, why haven't none of these people, including the so-called brand new Cleveland media personalities on YouTube as well, claiming that they love Shedeur? Where were you people when we need you for this type of fight? There are certain fights, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. There are certain fights that are bigger than football and deeper than football. And a lot of your favorites, conglomerate personalities, influencers, they don't understand that. Tom Brady's whole image is polished, brand safe, media clean, but behind the smiles, behind those quotes, there's a lot of fake vibes and hidden agendas. Because ask yourself, why would Tom Brady, the man everyone says is the face of the NFL, block a young black quarterback he claimed he believed in? This is why I tell all of them folks it's better to be conservative. Shout out to Donald Trump. A lot of people don't like him, and you have a right to like him or not like him. Let's not get into politics right now. Don't tell me, BlessOne, you like this person. Get out of there with that crap. I'm just more saying it's sad when the leader of the states, of these United States, the Republic, comes out several times throughout this year to defend Shedeur Sanders, and yet his mentor never defended him? That's my thing. Why would he say mentor, but make sure Shedeur never landed in Vegas? He had several opportunities, immense opportunities. You guys, so let's believe you guys believe Tom Brady had nothing to do with nothing. So you're telling me the mentor couldn't ask them to draft Shedeur? You're telling me if Tom Brady had asked the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, who's in a new town, a new city, and they need that type of cachet, oh, they desperately needed it because Gente wasn't it. So you're telling me if Tom Brady would have asked them to draft Shedeur, they wouldn't do it? Even after all the receipts I showed you how much influence Tom Brady has? Right. Even though Tom Brady was the same one to get exposed by me several months ago when he actually called a play for the field, he was on the broadcasting booth, and that's why he can't say certain things, because there's a lot of things unprofessionally going on where it's going against the rules, and you can't show that the league, the media conglomerates, and everybody are showing entitlement, privilege, and favoritism towards Tom Brady the fake. Now, listen to me. That's not real mentorship. That's not real support. That's not real love. Like, work with me, bro. Why would he tell the world he supports young QBs like Shedeur, then sabotage the one he pretended to be closest to? That's Brady protecting his legacy, his ego, his image, and his favorites. He did not want to align with Shedeur Sanders once the media and all the good old boys clubs was against Shedeur deeply months before the draft, and he made it to himself. I can't align myself with this knee grumps. Listen to me. Shedeur Sanders, at the end of the day, he dodged a bullet, but Brady still got exposed, and I stand on that. At the end of the day, Shedeur ended up in a better situation. He's showing the NFL he's more than ready. B-Box rock steady. He's proving the people wrong every week. He gets on the field, and he stands out. You cannot hate, and if you do hate, you feel the energy, and Shedeur's energy is what makes you hate. But Tom Brady, he got exposed, guys. Deal with it. Antonio Pierce, he helped me expose them. I exposed him. Skip Bayless exposed him. Pete Carroll exposed the influence. The Raiders GM exposed who he is and who he listens to. Al Davis' son, Mark Davis, exposed him by relevating and loving the fact that he has to take leadership and advice from Tom Brady. And DJ BlessOne and Skip Bayless, we've been exposed him. Tom Brady, you're done. At least in the world where I come from, you're done. Not in the good old boys club and the people who don't like, because they're always going to love you. Even if you are Oscar the Grouch Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, garbage, trash day, they're going to love you. But my sons and their future sons, they're going to remember this. And that's the beautiful thing about the internet. Everything lives on the internet forever. Tom Brady didn't want Shedeur Sanders in silver and black. Silver and gold. My bad, y'all. I thought I was in church because, boy, am I preaching. Tom Brady did not want Shedeur Sanders in silver and black. He did not want Shedeur to be aligned with his brand anymore, nor his name. He found a good way to depart himself from Shedeur. He never did wanted Shedeur, and the truth finally slips out, and I love every part about this video. If you love me shaking and rocking today, go ahead and smash that like button, hit that notification bell. DJ BlessOne, the best one. See, your favorite YouTubers, and they do gossip with the tea, but over here, we do investigative journalism. I wanted to be respected. A melanated brother who comes from the hood. He got these wicks in his hair. People already don't like me. I already took an L just by my appearance alone. And I'm not going to acclimate to your world. I'm not going to acquiesce to the evil demons' demands. I'm going to stand for the righteous one and show you we can do their job way better than them. We all ain't got to be Tasha K, and that's what your favorite YouTubers covering sports are today. They're nothing but gossip with the T channels, but over here, we real dudes with the spills.
I've been broke so many times.